from Canada. How are we doing, gang? Oh, my friends, thank you so much for being here. I am so stoked. First and foremost, I just want to thank you all so much. This has been already a wonderful start to my weekend. Thank you for your amazing questions, of which I'm sure we're going to hear more of. Thank you for your energy, and thank you for loving all of this great stuff, particularly One Piece. I mean, you guys like it, right? What's the deal? You into One Piece? Alright, nice, me too. I dabble, thousands of episodes of my time, my life dedicated to it, you know how it goes. My friends, is it anyone's first panel ever? Welcome to your first panel ever. Wow, okay, a couple of things. There is this mic in the center of the room. That is going to be for you, my friends. I'm going to get the party started. And then when I invite everyone to stand up, we're just going to make a line and we'll get through as many questions as possible. In order to do that, we got a couple of things. First and foremost, I will ask you, I know your brains are huge, pick your most favorite question.
One question. One Piece, one question. Okay.
Okay, yes, fantastic. Normally I give a spoiler thing. It's kind of hard to do with this show. Some of you are on episode 200. Some of you are caught up. But my spoiler talk for this one is going to be, if you are in this room, sharing in this energy, in this time with us, just please be aware, we might be talking about things that are happening, but I promise when you come upon it in your One Piece journey, it will be just as special. Okay? And the only other thing, my friends, is if we have any gifts, any cool things, because you're a portrait artist and you painted an oil painting of Zoro, that is a wonderful thing to give to Chris at his table. Okay, and we'll do that then. And if we have any questions like, oh, can you say this in such and such voice? That's another question for the table. I can't pay the man's premium to be saying all these lines. Okay? All right, my friends, sound good? Sound like a plan? I love it. Oh, how I love it. Well, then I need you to do me a favor, gang, and give a big Fan Expo welcome to our incredible guest, Chris Sabat! Well, I know. All these people. A huge stage for just two little chairs. We're so lucky.
Yep, and I found something backstage too.
Oh, how ominous.
Yeah. Ask me a question I wouldn't like.
That kind of seems bad for my job. Okay. Yeah, it's like a worse no button.
Yeah, it's a really painfully loud no button. And I found them. There were like 4 of them backstage, and I got in trouble for touching them, so I just took this one.
The natural progression.
I can't get in trouble if I just take it here, right? They can't get to me. Hi, everyone.
And that's the law. That makes sense.
This stage is so extra, by the way. I like this.
It's set up just for you. Yeah.
Nice job, stage people. This is really cool. I feel like I'm on a talk show.
Well, in case anyone just walked in, you know the deal. Per usual. They're here to charge their phone. Who are you? What do you do?
I can't help you charge your phone.
Okay.
But I can help you charge your spirit.
Yeah!
My name is Chris Sabat, and I have been doing voices on the animes since like 1997, before your parents were born. And this is broken. And I started on a show called Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if you've heard of it.
It's an indie show.
Did this panel end up being themed like Dragon Ball, or is this more themed like One Piece, or is this whatever?
She's One Piece focused, but you're in charge. I don't know if you know this. You're Chris Sabat. So
do I get to answer all questions you had for Colleen as Colleen?
Yes. If you have a Luffy puppet, that would be great.
No, that was great. This is what Colleen sounds like. No, it's a bad impression of Colleen. No, I am Vegeta and Piccolo and Dragon Ball, and I'm Alex Louis Armstrong in Full Metal Alchemist, and I'm Giro from Sergeant Frog, and then I'm in the show called One Piece, and I play the guy Zoro who just takes naps all the time.
Take naps, get lost, and that's the way.
Take naps, get lost.
Yeah, there you go. So again, to get the party started, my friends, I want to go back just a little bit.
No!
I turned
It
it off.
didn't work. I want to go back and talk about the excitement that we all felt, and I'm sure you felt it too, about Wano into, of course, what we were all waiting for, Gear 5, right? We were just waiting for it. What was that like for you guys, though? Were you just as eagerly anticipating what would happen, what it would look like?
Well, I'm going to be honest, I wasn't very excited for it.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I know that when Luffy gets something really cool, that's when Zoro's like lost or asleep on the boat. So I knew I wouldn't have any One Piece work during that time, other than for him to show up and go, whoa, I can't believe it. That'd probably be like all he said that whole episode. It's funny, I started watching One Piece with my kids about a year and a half ago, and we were watching some of it. My older daughter, she's an artist, and I said, well, I kept reminding her, like, guys, the animation's really old right now, and yes, there's some things that are weird, but it looks so much different. They said, well, Dad, what does it look like now? So I said, well, let's take a look at what the current episode is. And I turned it on, it happens to be the Gear 5 episode. And I go, wait, okay, hold on, wait, no, it doesn't look like this at all. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. It's
The
like,
Looney Tunes?
what is happening? And this is not what One Piece looks like. So yeah, we were all really excited for Gear 5. I was excited for Colleen. I was not excited for Colleen's voice. Because as someone who's been through on enough shonen, you know that's a very exciting thing for the anime universe and a very terrible thing for your throat. So.
Yeah, your character is now getting white hair. Oof, you're about to go through something.
That's a thing. That's a thing. I got white hair because of Dragon Ball. So.
You're at your ultimate power move.
Yeah, I'm gear 50.
But the shift from again, there was a lot of heavy topics in Wano. I feel like I cried every other episode. I don't know about you, gang, but I was going through it. But we have shifted, boom, into Egghead, which could not be, as of right now, more different. Fun art style, fun voices. It seems like everything's great.
Yeah, the art seems to be all over the place, but in the best way. It's like they're bringing in everybody. They're like, hey, you want an animated episode? They're like, oh yes. No, you can't do Nami. And they go, oh, sorry, I'll pass. And then they go, oh, would you like to do it? And they go, yes. And then, man, I just did this one. I don't know how far you are caught up, but Zoro in Egghead has this first kind of long-winded fight, at least more than one episode fight. There, to be vague, there are some other people who are conked out. I don't know if that spoils it for you, but there's some people who get knocked out. And then he ends up fighting this thing that he thinks is another thing. And the animation is so good. That was the most vague thing I've ever said on a panel. I'm sorry. Remember the two people fight the thing, and the people were knocked out? It's that. But there's some beautiful stuff in Egghead. It's so cool.
Did it take you guys a little bit to be like, okay, I'm shedding Wano, time to get a little silly again. Time to get back to One Piece.
I like silly.
Yeah.
Silly is my thing. When it starts getting really long-winded and serious, which are most of Zoro's bigger moments, so sorry. That's when my daughters and I are like, come on, we want some more filler, please. Can we do the slow beam one more time, please? And I don't know, man. I'm excited to get some fun Egghead stuff going. I find it weird. I feel like I've come to the decision that I think that Frankie and Robin should switch outfits. Does anyone else think that?
I would love
Why is Frankie wearing pants? That's not normal.
Has anyone recently entered the One Piece fandom? Did anyone just get here in the past year? Welcome. Heck yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but saying that here in the past year means they could have who's been watching in the past 2 months and already caught up? Yeah, that's you. Most people here, you don't need a year to catch up with this show. They're like, I need exactly how many minutes is it? That's how long they need, because they'll watch it day after day. I've met so many people that said, yeah, I caught up with all of One Piece in 2 months and read all the manga. I'm like, I wish I had your job.
Our strongest soldiers.
Yeah, I love them. It's awesome.
Yeah. there has been like a kind of a boom again, I feel like, for One Piece. Did you feel that, like, in shift in the cons and people asking you more about One Piece? It's always been one of the big three, but it's come a lot of new fans.
I really want to believe that the live action really brought a lot of new people into the show. People who'd been hesitant to watch it, but had heard about it. It brought in a bunch of non-anime people to it. It kind of did what, you know, early Dragon Ball did for Dragon Ball, where a lot of people watching it had no clue it was even anime, right? They just like, it's on TV and it's a cartoon, right? I think a lot of people have transitioned from watching the live action to watching the animated series. I think it's cool.
A lot of new people in, for sure.
For sure.
And like, welcome. You have over 1,000 episodes to watch. You're gonna be fine.
But people are really into the show. I think like all we needed was a global like health crisis to get people to be able to have enough time to watch One Piece, right?
Yeah, there it is.
It worked.
Now, if you've been doing specifically One Piece for like over 20 years now,
Mm-hmm.
right? Is there something that like you were really surprised with that came up in the show? I feel like for as silly and as fun as it is, it also tackles like quite a lot in different arcs. Did it grow in a way that you didn't think like, wow, I didn't think we were ever going to talk about something like this in a Rubber Man show? What's going on?
If you had asked me prior to me watching this show with my daughters, I would have said some snarky answer about like, no, it's fine, I expected it's anime. But it wasn't until I started watching it, and every time there'd be a backstory, I would want to die. Like, oh my god, why is this so depressing? But then we get to Chopper's arc, and I'm like, oh well, this will be nice, this will be sweet. It's just a little raccoon dog or whatever. This will be, and it was the worst one. It was so bad. But when I say bad, I mean amazing. Like I have never openly wept more in a show, maybe except for My Hero Academia, than watching this show. The area where I'm sorry to, well, I don't want to ruin it for everyone, but there was a moment where, you know, a very significant character leaves the boat on not very good terms for a moment, or for a while during Water 7, right? And then comes back. And you know what, guys, sorry, I'm gonna ruin it for you. Like,
we warned them, we got you.
Okay. When Usopp leaves the ship, that wrecked me. Like, my daughters and I, like, it's full. He doesn't just leave the ship, remember? A few episodes before that, he's like bleeding out on the ground, laying in a puddle of his own sweat and blood and tears and stuff like that. And knowing that Usopp was my daughter's favorite character hurt me the most. Like, I was watching her watch that, and I'm getting emotional thinking about it. And we're just 3 episodes in a row of us just bawling our eyes out. Meanwhile, my 9-year-old's looking at us like, what are those, Dad? Like, those are tears. So shut up. You didn't see this happen. Don't tell anybody. But yeah, it was so sad. And one of the most profound things I thought that Zoro said, he's done a lot of cool stuff in the show. But when Usopp goes to leave and everyone's sort of arguing about it, Zoro is surprisingly the voice of reason at that moment. He's telling everyone to calm down. This is what he wants to do. He needs to do it. And that was cool. But then when Usopp wants to come back, I think some of the coolest things, one of the coolest things said in the show was Zoro saying, if the first words that come out of his mouth are not, I'm sorry, then he can't get back on the boat. And that is such a good lesson, man. And when Usopp says, I'm sorry, and everyone's crying, I'm crying again, and like, we ran out of tissues. This show is remarkable.
Yes.
It's remarkable. And we were all here because we love this show, so you agree with me, I would hope, right?
I love that you are watching it now, like with your kids, because I think it is incredible when we watch something almost for the first time through someone else's eyes, especially when we love that person, it like blows it up to a totally different like proportion. I feel like you learn new things to admire about it that when you're on the grind doing the episodes every day, you're not in it in that way.
Well, no, because you all understand that when I come in to record for Zoro, I record only Zoro's lines. They go, okay, next cue, line 17. What did you say, idiot? Fight. Okay, next next episode. Here we go, Q, 197. Here we go, what? Okay, that's it. Next episode. So I don't really know exactly what's happening to everybody, and it was only till watching it that I get to fill in the gap and experience the show like other people that it made me start watching a lot of other shows. We're watching My Hero Academia now. We're watching, My Hero Academia was getting a little heavy, and my 9-year-old, still a little sensitive to certain topics and stuff, so I was like, let's shift over to something sweet. And so I was like, let's do Fruits Basket. Well, I was wrong there. Clearly I had not watched that show yet, because the first episode they're like, my mom died. And now I live in the woods. Yeah. It's like, oh, sorry kids, let's try something else. Sergeant Frog, nope, missed on that one too. Thank you, that's right.
Love it. My friends, I'd love to invite you to let's start making that line. We're going to get through some questions. I'm going to throw this last one at you. What is something that you... run. Hustle.
There's some well, he's doing an anime run. That's right there.
Well, that's the extra boost of power.
That was like a 10-year run right there.
Yeah. Real stat.
Oh,
Well
man.
done, everyone.
I always feel bad about the people, about 10 people in, because I know we're not going to get to that many questions.
But I appreciate the hustle. Is there something, again, the English voice of Zoro for over 20 years, what do you admire about him? What do you love about your character?
The fact that he has really strong skin on his chest. And even though he's been split open hundreds of times, he still has flesh that covers his stomach. He should just have an open, gaping wound there that never heals. But if I'm answering that question seriously, I'd say his loyalty is what I admire about him. Like, he is ride or die. He could leave that boat in a moment. He really doesn't owe Luffy that much. Like, I think he's repaid Luffy from saving him in those early episodes long time ago. But the fact that he's still loyal to him and he believes in him, that's what I admire the most about him, right?
My friend, go ahead and kick us off.
Hello. I have a Dragon Ball question.
Okay.
I was wondering if you have any views on if Dragon Ball's coming back at all. It's been on hiatus.
Well, that's interesting because they said, Chris, please go on a panel and announce stuff that hasn't been announced.
Sure. Yeah.
They said, please go up and tell people stuff that you're not allowed to tell them. And that's exactly the reason they don't tell me anything. So I'm very scared. Toei has ninjas, I'm pretty sure of it. We have never seen them, but I heard they exist. So
Sure.
I can't say anything. Even if I knew, I couldn't tell you. But I know Daima's coming though, right? You've heard of Daima?
No.
Well then, look some stuff up on the internet.
Yeah, you got other things to do. Don't you worry. Yeah, don't you worry. Thank you, my friend.
You're welcome. I like how there's like a special spotlight just from the person asking the
You
question.
guys look great.
Yeah, dude. It's all eyes on me now.
Come on.
All right, so Chris, you mentioned panty and stalking. So on behalf of my friend, I ask you, are you going to return as Garabouts for the reboot?
They have not discussed that with me yet. But I will say that when we first recorded Panty and Stocking featuring Garterville, there wasn't a huge actor pool. They needed to record it fast. They needed someone with a deep voice who could do really fast, quick work. And all the great African-American voice actors that we were working with, anytime there would be a great African-American voice actor, they would move to LA or New York because Funimation just wasn't dubbing that much stuff back then, so there wasn't enough to keep everybody busy. And there are so many great actors of color now working at Crunchyroll that there's a really good chance. It's still a discussion that has to happen, but I can't imagine I would keep that role now for a variety of reasons. I could think of 5 people off the top of my head who would absolutely murder Garterville.
So is it hurt you low ever since the merge between Funimation and Crunchyroll? Or
No, it has nothing to do with that, really. Like,
Okay, fair enough.
I love Crunchyroll. I think they're great. I mean, we're all the same family still, right? Just a different name and a cooler looking logo and a better name, frankly. I always thought Funimation was. I mean, sorry, I can talk about this now. I always thought Funimation was the dumbest name. It's like fun and animation. We'll squish it together. We call it Funimation. It's like fun animation. You know what I mean?
The very threatening.
Fun.
You should be watching.
That was my voice, by the way.
No, it wasn't.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh man.
That was my voice.
Yeah, totally.
Thank you, friend.
Thank you so much. Thank you, John Robert Chit Chat.
You're welcome.
But the problem of too much good talent, very cool problem to have.
I know. I'm very excited to see what they do with Fan Expo.
Hi. Hello. Hi, Chris. I have another not One Piece question.
Yes.
I just finished watching Brotherhood for the first time. And I was wondering, what is it like to come back to a role like Armstrong and like you're coming back for Fairy Tail, the 100, I'm assuming. What's it like to come back to a character you voiced?
Well, that's definitely a show where we already got to come back to it once, which I was really excited to do. Like, anytime you get to relive a show, like Fruits Basket was like this too. So many people loved Fruits Basket and came and talked to me. How was your experience on Fruits Basket? Like, 17 years ago, I never imagined I would ever be talking about the show. Like, I never imagined I'd be on a panel. So you get to relive that again. Brotherhood was amazing. It was beautiful. We get to work on it again. And they introduced Olivier, which is my favorite character in the show. I love Olivier. Alex Louis Armstrong's sister is the freaking best. I don't know, what was there was another one. Full Metal, and what was the other one you were talking about?
Fairy Tail?
Fairy Tail. Yeah, I'm excited that Fairy Tail's back. It's time for Fairy Tail to get manly again. So.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Mr. Sabat,
Yes.
who's your favorite and least favorite character that you have voiced?
Oh man. I can't pick a favorite because favorite it's like picking a favorite child.
Yeah.
You can't do it. I mean, you can.
They're not here. You can.
Okay. It's Nova. I'm kidding. One of these days, my daughters will watch the show and go like, Dad. I like so many characters, so many different reasons. I love Zoro because he gets to chill in the boat, and it's the first show I've watched with my kids. Like, and so that means a lot to me. But Vegeta is in like a universe of its own. He's just goated. Except he goats the heck out of my voice. It's like I get kicked in the face by a goat every time I have to do Vegeta's voice. Because it just hurts. It's like talking, but pain as well. And then Almight, I'd say, comes the closest to checking all the boxes for me. Like, emotionally driven, great father, goes through every level of being the most epic to being, like, clinically depressed. He does. I'm not like joking. He's such an amazing character all around, and he kind of hit me at the right time. He's a good example of what a great father should be. Except you probably shouldn't let your kids get hurt as often as he does. And you shouldn't be feeding children hair. I don't know. And my least favorite character. I usually put those well out of my head. Crap. Okay, so I did the voice of Chi-Chi's father, Ox King, and not that I didn't like the character, I just couldn't do it because I'd taken over the role from somebody else, and it was fine when he was just being silly, like, oh, Chi-Chi or whatever, I forgot what it was. But then they went back to Dragon Ball, and he's got to be the spider character. And I'm like, I can't even do it. I can't. So I just called Kai Labor and said, will you please do this?
Yeah, the Austin is a disgusting voice.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi.
Me too,
You
friend.
had it.
I do it all the time.
For Zoro's outfits, which arc is your favorite outfit?
Great question.
That is a great
When did
question.
you look the best?
I love everybody's outfits in One Piece Gold. It was so cool. And everything Wano was very cool to me too, because I love all the Ukiyo-era, Japan stuff. stuff. So I'd say, yeah, kind of a cross between those two. I think the better answer is One Piece Gold. Honestly, they all look so cool though.
Yeah, love it. Thank you, friend.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Hey.
My question to you is, if you could eat one of the gum gum fruits in real life, which one would it be?
It would have to be a tasting menu, probably, of multiple gum gum fruits. I know it's not supposed to be allowed. I wouldn't mind the door fruit, because I might be able to get places faster, and or just pop in, like, right behind you occasionally, just go, hey, scare the crap out of you.
Possibly. Die.
Yeah, that would be great. I could use the door fruit. And that's my final answer,
It's
bro.
a good one.
Thank you,
Are you
friend.
are you Yusuke from New York Show? Is that your cosplay?
Oh no, I'm Wolverine. I'm the Wolverine.
Oh, there you go.
Claws on my back.
Okay, that makes sense.
Thank you.
That has a very Yu Hakusho vibe, though.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm sorry, I'm very nervous.
It's me, you, and 100 of our closest friends. You got it.
No pressure.
Yeah.
Between these two characters you voice, who do you think would win in a fight going all out, Zoro or Yami?
Oh, that's a good question. Here's how I think that fight would go. Yami would go like, you wanna fight me or whatever, and Zoro would go, hey, you sound just like me. So shut up, I don't sound like you sound like me. And then they both get out their swords, and Zoro goes, whoa, yours glows. He's like, whoa, yours glows. And then they want to fight, but then they probably just go get drinks together. I don't think there'd be any, like, I just don't know what the outcome would be. I don't know what all, like, the full extent of Yami's power is or Zoro's power. So, I mean, Yami's is pretty magical, but then Zoro's is pretty hockey-like. So, what's your thought? What do you think?
I would personally give it to Zoro, and that's putting my bias aside.
Okay. I think Zoro's had more experience because there's more episodes.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Also, just want to say Zoro's better than Sanji in the series.
Well, that's
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later. Do you have a question?
Hi, I
I
have one.
think she just wants to take a picture of you.
Who said that? Me?
No, go ahead, my love. What's your question?
Oh yeah, I'll say, how would you feel if the cartoon version of Zoro will meet the real life version of Zoro?
Intimidating.
Well, okay, it probably goes something like this. Like, whoa, what the heck? Are you real? And then the real life Zoro would go like, am I on drugs? What is happening? Why are you? Am I in an animated universe? What is happening here? And so one of them would say, I'm real. I was like, no, I'm real. I don't think that, I think it would, we'd all hate that movie too, because, I mean, unless I guess it was like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, we all liked that
Oh,
one.
that was good. Yeah. There's a high chance that ends rather quickly. Like, I feel like they could both see each other and be like, I'm not doing this. And like,
I think they would like each other though, because I think McEnany's doing an amazing job with Zoro's, his performance as Zoro. I mean, he's incredible. Like, and I'm saying this as a person who literally has no control over his body when dancing or any of that kind of stuff. The physicality of his character is incredible. I can't believe, like, I saw him, I'm like, that's Zoro. That looks like freaking Zoro. It's incredible.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so nice asking you.
Thank you for your question, friend.
I'll see you tomorrow, Dragon Ball Generations panel.
True.
Hello again, Chris.
Hello.
So, seeing as how it's only been a year since I became an official uncle, I was just wondering if you had any parting words of wisdom as like a cool dad and an anime fan.
Oh, that's a good question. I'd say my advice for anybody that has, like, as an uncle or as a parent, and I had to learn this over many years, and, you know, everyone goes to therapy, right? But to form a good connection with someone, anyone really, is you should treat all kids, and I ask all kids, treat it with a sense of wonder. Instead of telling them what to do or telling them stories, if you find that you're the one doing all the talking, then you're probably not doing it right. Or you could be doing a better job, I'm saying. Because if you just ask, I'm curious, what is it that makes you feel that way? Or I'm curious, what is it you're doing right now? Like, experience that relationship with your nephew just with a genuine sense of curiosity. Want to get to know them, want to understand who they are, regardless of who they are. And even if you don't like what they're doing or agree with what they're doing or who they are or whatever, just talk, ask questions. That'd be my final answer on that.
I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you so much.
Hey Chris, thanks for doing this. I had a question. So Zoro is one of my favorite characters in anime in general, and he's delivered so many amazing moments. My favorite moment, I'm sure a lot of people here as well, is the nothing happened moment. So I was just curious to know, in over 20 years of voice acting Zoro, what was your favorite moment?
Let's see. What I found interesting is I love the nothing happened moment when I was recording it, and when I saw it playing back, I didn't realize how quick that moment was, actually. It goes by way faster than I remembered it happening. There are a lot of good moments, but I'd say when I was watching through the show again with my kids, I found one of the coolest parts of One Piece was when Zoro is just taking out, like, okay, let me back up. Zoro starts, and everyone's saying, like, oh, he's this demon pirate killer or whatever, like pirate hunter, and he's just a demon, everyone's scared of him. But so far he hasn't really done anything other than put a sword in his mouth and hit people with it or whatever. Like, it didn't, he had some good fights, but nothing really stuck out as like, I mean, his arm doesn't stick out really far or anything weird. He doesn't catch himself on fire or anything. But then there was this moment where he takes out all of Baroque works in that one town, and that was the first time that I was like, oh damn, this dude's a ninja, this guy's awesome. And that was the first time I really noticed him do anything that was just epic and mean too, because he just brutally took everybody out, and I thought, okay, that's the demon that everyone was talking about.
I agree, totally badass, yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that was cool.
If you had to give Zoro a devil fruit, which one would it be and why?
The map fruit. I would give him a sense of direction. That'd be really helpful.
I mean, imagine what he could have been around for. Might have been super helpful.
Yeah. Can you imagine? That poor guy. I feel for him though, because the one thing I relate to Zoro on the most is that I have zero sense of direction.
I wish for everyone in One Piece the Find My Friends app. That would be so helpful.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Thank you
Or
very
just a
much.
cell phone would be nice. I mean, they have transponders, and I don't know why they don't use them as often. It's like, Zoro's gone. I'm like, but I guess he probably squished the snail as part of it, too.
So thank you so much, my friend.
I think if the live action and anime Zoro got together, they'd probably get lost together.
Probably.
I think most voice acting starts as imitation, like just imitating voices. Are you able to remember what the very first thing you were trying to imitate was, or what your favorite thing to imitate was when you were young?
I'm trying to think. If I just did a lot of prank calling when I was a kid. Because I grew up in an era where there was no caller ID. All they had at the very most for a long time was like, first of all, there was no caller. You could find anyone's phone number you want to in the phone book and call them. And then you could say anything you want. So I'd like to call up people like, hey, is your refrigerator running? And they say, no. So you say, yes. And I go, you better go catch it or whatever. And I loved to prank call people. And I always thought I could do little accents, things like that, even though I probably couldn't. But luckily I did have a really deep voice, so I could get away with a lot more. Because eventually they came up with this thing called Star 69. And that meant you could call back the person that just called you. And when they would call back immediately, I'd pick up and go, hello. And they go, someone just called here and it was completely rude. I'm like, that was probably my son. Yeah. He's been having a real hard time recently. They're like, oh, I'm really sorry, that's okay. I'm like, no, I'm a pizza kid, listen. I used to be able to call my school and check myself out for school. That was great too. Like, Chris isn't feeling really well today, sorry. But yeah, I can't really think of the first thing. I'd say the first major thing that I ever copied was Brian Drummond in Dragon Ball Z, who played Vegeta in 1995, and I took over for him in 98. So, good question though.
Hello?
5 minutes left.
Yeah. Hello? My question to you is, out of the 4 people, Vegeta, Piccolo, Zoro, and Yami, which one of the powers would you choose and use them in real life?
What burden would you like to bear?
Let's see. What were the choices again?
So Piccolo, Namekian, a Saiyan, a swordsman, and a drunk guy. Who has a katana? So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Shoot. I don't want Vegeta's power because that's just too painful. Piccolo's greatest asset is they grow his limbs back. I can't see any use for that. Being able to hold a sword in your mouth is pretty cool. Yeah, and it would probably help me vocally. Let's see. What was the last one? There was
Yami Sukihiro.
Yeah, he's just drunk all the time. So I'd say I will take Vegeta's power. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Although I probably would never use it. I'd just get really angry and then just have to calm down.
Nice to have. Keep it in your back pocket.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Hi.
I saw you run earlier. You were very fast.
So fast.
Thank you. Do you remember me? I had like a rainbow jacket and a mask like last year.
Yes, I do.
You actually do? Oh, okay.
Good
Are
outfit.
you actually Luffy? Let me just double check.
Well, that's not my question though. Wait.
Yep, you are Luffy.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah, you got any meat? Like,
I am actually hungry right now. He said he was going to buy me ice cream later. Yeah. Also, do you want to know my question?
oh, I would love to know it. Yes.
So, let's say, like, swords or crew for Zoro, but like, if he's been asked that, how would you like say, like, how would that go? Like, actually, during like let's say something like Thriller Bark or something like that, like Zoro wasn't like trained by Mihawk yet, and like, like if something did come down to like something like it was Kuma, he was too powerful, blah 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 blah.
So he has to choose between crew or swords?
Yeah,
Is
so
that
like
what
let's say
you're
like
saying? Okay.
give up your swords for the crew and I'll let you live and everyone else. How would that go? Probably obviously he's going to choose his crew, but how would that go? Like, and this isn't like after like Mihawk, otherwise it would be like
Well, I think that's a good point, my friend. So, for back in the day, do you think there was ever a point that Zoro would have chose his swords over his crew, and do you think that would still be the case now?
He would give up his swords for Luffy.
For Luffy, yeah.
But not for Sanji.
There it is, an important
Say,
distinction.
hell no, I'm not giving my swords up to that idiot. He would only use his swords to make Chopper into dinner. He would let Nami take his swords, but then he'd just go like threaten the guy she's sell it to give it back to him. That would come full circle. Yeah, that's it. That's my final answer.
I feel like futures or well, not future, like right now, like present Zoro, like he's like since he's been trained so much, if he can't like defeat anyone that goes after his crew, like Like,
If he can't defend his crew, would he
yeah, like what type of swordsman is he? Because
Well,
that's what he
remember-
would think. That's what he would think.
Well, I will remind you that in Wano, he used a technique. He used zero sword style.
Right?
He can do this without his swords.
Yeah.
That would be his ultimate technique. Is like being able to do everything without his swords.
Also, that's not what I believe. I think that like Zoro's always a great swordsman. I'm just saying that's what I think that what he would say and stuff like that.
I think you're so right, my friend. Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Lucas.
Also, what episode are you on?
Of the rewatch.
Watching
Yeah.
around 450.
Oh no, I mean
fell
like
down.
which part are you like voicing? Like which episode?
Oh, I don't even know. They don't even tell me. I just go, what do I say? And they go, ouch, and I do that.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye. I'll see you later. Bye bye.
And my friend, this is gonna be our last question.
And then Luffy ran all the way home.
Oh, wait.
Oh, that was noble.
That
Hold
was.
on.
Wait.
You can both answer your
Wait, come
question.
back. That was really cool.
That was a heroic move.
Okay, what's your favorite Sanji insult that you've given him?
Fantastic.
Anytime he calls him curly brow, anytime, what was it? What do you call him, number 2? Number 4 or something like that? I loved when Sanji had the terrible wanted poster. What did he say to him? I can't say that there are more than 2? Idiot Cook and Curly Brow. I don't. Are there any more than that? What is like? Yeah. What was that? Is that the one? The bounties. Yeah, I think he called him Mr. Fourth Place or something like that for a while. That's the one.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, my friend, finish us off.
When recording just like the lines, what lines confuse you the most when you're like recording?
Let's see. Man, I think it was earlier on when I was recording like 20 years ago, the Japanese names were driving me crazy. Now I can say them easy. In fact, if you don't have me tap the R or say it properly, then I get screwed up. So, if for a non-One Piece example, I will 100% screw up all for one and one for all every time. And whatever one is needed, I will say the opposite of that, guaranteed.
Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you all for your fantastic questions. Let's give it up one more time for our incredible guests for Sabat.
And I know Colleen would want me to say she's sorry she couldn't be here today, but she would not have canceled for no reason.
Sure. And we've got a solo panel with her on Sunday that we might get to see her for. So we'll see you guys then, I'm sure.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you all so much. Enjoy the rest